In this second video, I'm going to show you how to use the newspaper template for student work in Unit 5, Lesson 11, D-Day. So students are creating a newspaper entry in which they describe D-Day, and they should be creating a headline, a summary of the event, and describing the soldiers' experience. So they can use the video from the lesson to do that. The slides give students the direction to just create the newspaper article in Google Documents, but I created a template to try and help kids be a little bit creative with it. So you can go to the link on the screen to access a copy of the template, and I'm going to walk through it a little bit. So this is what the template looks like for fully zoomed out, and when we zoom in, we've got, so I used basically a table to create this and change the color of the page to be more newspaper gray. But you can change really any part of this to fit your needs. So once you make a copy, you can change the title, maybe something more specific to your own school or your own class. You can add your own tagline, or you could have students add the tagline. And then it's a very straightforward newspaper front page. So the headline should be connected to D-Day. They can find a photo that's relevant to their article from Google or the internet. And then there should be a caption, because there usually is. And then there's just a straightforward place for students to add their article at the bottom. The final project should look something like this. Title, tagline, headline of the newspaper article, photo that would be relevant to the article and used in the time, and then a article. So a few places that kids can be creative and have some individual choice here is they let kids explore reformatting this if they want to make it their own style. Definitely play around with fonts and the photos to try and have them be creative. And there was also the question of the date. So in the lesson, the lesson talks a lot about the D-Day starting on June 6th and continuing through June 11th. That's specifically the D-Day battles on the beaches. But the actual Battle of Normandy takes place over the course of the whole summer, ending in late August. So when they choose to have this article written, they might have a different perspective. So this article is written from the point of view of somebody who's just finished the D-Day battles, but has not yet overtaken the entire nation of France. And you'll notice in the articles, it's 3 paragraphs. It's pretty straightforward and simple. And I'm not using citations because they don't do that in newspapers. But if you want to add those elements, you can. And it gives a straightforward description of the D-Day invasions. It refers to Benjamin Curtis's experience, and then it concludes with a overall understanding of where this takes place in the war. And I did try to keep it consistent with it being June 12th and not knowing the outcome of the war yet. But I think it's a great way for kids to be creative and for you to have a little bit of a break from the straightforward academic writing in your lessons.